All right, it's midnight on December the 1st. Well, now it's December the 2nd. I had all this set up. I just did the review of the NFB11. I'm like, all right, I'll use powered monitors. And then I'm done with that. I packed up the NFB11 and now I took out my Jotunheim with the things. I was like, all right, I have this thing. Someone recommended I buy it. It was $100. And it's a Chewbacca processor that takes a Chewbacca signal from a source, and then it has an EQ, a Sub Synthesizer, compressor, anti-feedback, mute mode options, level. It does all volume and shit. It's great. Okay, $100 maybe. So I put off the review, and I'm like, all right, set this up. So let's try it. So today's the first day I've been really using it for like the last 2 hours. And I'm like, all right, let's see, $100, $29. All right, so it's $29 right now on Amazon. I checked my order, I paid $100 for it. And I'm about to go over the options and then release this video tonight. And you and I, guys, we're gonna just destroy the stock of these on Amazon. So let me tell you what it is. I'll unplug it. Oh, sorry, baby. If you have powered monitors, this interests you. If you have a big, heavy amplifier like the A500, this interests you. I don't know if it interests you in any other capacity. On the back here, XLR in or 1/4" TS in, which I just have these adapters on some RCAs, with a push button here for mic or line. So you could actually plug a microphone into this, microphone or an instrument. Here you got a 3.5mm auxiliary input, and it's a mixer, it's a built-in mixer. You would have to, there's no leveling between the two, but both can be mixed safely and then output through XLR to a pair of powered monitors. So only XLR output, which sort of limits anybody who doesn't have anything XLR. But, every powered, JBL LSR 305s, super popular. There's mine, baby, right there, hello. And I've got these up here. And I'm like, all right, let's play with this. So this is what the back looks like. Here's your plug. Put it online. And I'm using the Jotunheim here as my source. So I could either use XLR into this, or I have the RCA outputs, and they're coming through this, which is probably more likely what you're going to have if you have like an ODAC, or a Madi, or a Sanskrit, or an Aoun X1S. You could just get these adapters, some RCAs, and go bzoot. Make this sound, by the way, or it doesn't work. Bzoot. So now you've got input. And I'm going to play. Actually, I'm going to unplug the headphones. I'm going to have this set like here, because I have everything. You plug it in and it's on. There's no on-off, because this is a piece of professional. This is for live sound events, going out and doing a park with giant tower speakers. So what does it benefit you here? Remember this thing? That I do love. I still love it, yet it's put away in a box. It's my Control Freak, and it's just, all it did was control the signal. Well, this will do the same thing. And when it was $100, it was like, oh, that's pretty good because it got some other features. But now it's $29. These better be gone from Amazon tomorrow, or I've lost faith in all of you people. So let's hook up. These are going to the Air Motive 6s. Come on. This is going. Chewbacca's in rage mode. Stop it! These are going from the Jotunheim, which is outputting signal right now. It's playing. These are going to the speakers. I have it muted. You have individual left and right gain controls with input signal showing. One Punch Man's playing. Maximum volume. This is at maximum output. This is at a point where I'm happy where it is. If you just had a straight up DAC, like a Sanskrit or something, you wouldn't have any volume on it, so you would just plug it in. I mean, you could buy this if you just have onboard sound. You could just get a, what's it called? Either one of these wires, which is 3.5mm to 1/4" TS, or you could use the auxiliary input, the 3.5mm. You can literally go 3.5mm to 3.5mm and use this thing. But I recommend going through these inputs because they pick up a little more volume. So anyway, we're playing. We've got good loud things happening here. You adjust your line level, and it's going to turn green, and then it's going to turn... Well, it's not going to turn anything. If it's over-amped, it turns amber and then red. But it's not doing it now, so that's fine. That doesn't affect it, does it? No. Okay. That's bad, by the way. I'm going to put them to exactly halfway. It's a very finite control. In other words, here, I'll lower this, unmute it. These are all the way down. I'm going to set this to 70. They seem to say set this to 70. And then out of 100, and then we can raise these. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. So, see, like, look. It's hardly varying. I don't want to play too much music, but that hardly varies. But it comes up from nothingness, and then this is a very finite adjustment after this. So I'm going to set them to about halfway. You can set them, you know, 3/4 if you want. As long as these indicators don't clip to red, they could touch orange and flash, that's fine. So... It's a volume control. So it's a volume control. It's here's a signal in, it's volume control, and there's a signal out. Wonderful. So it's also a mixer. So where the hell did I put my player? One of the players. I guess we'll go with the hi-fi min. So it's also a mixer. Wake up, hi-fi min. Oh god, I can't see. This is one of those exciting reviews because I'm doing it tonight. It's got to come out tonight. On the bottom, by the way, the EQ over here, which we'll get to those buttons. Here's a list of all the EQ things. And this is a list of what the modes are. When you first turn it on, it's going to be whatever volume it is. You're going to set that input. The mode and mute button. When you hit mute, it mutes, obviously. When you hold these all down, it brings you to the options. You hold that down. I'm in 2. It defaults to 1, which guess what that is? That's mono. So you do not want that. Turn that to 2. That's stereo. 3 is advanced. And if I start getting into like what the actual... Did I lose my goddamn page? No, here. Mono, stereo, and advanced. And basically, this is an array of things you can apply to the audio. So you can control the volume, mute it, put on anti-feedback. If you're using a microphone in here instead of a thing, you could... Probably none of you are worrying about that. You could add a compressor, which if you ever wanted to know what... When people say, man, this music has no dynamic range, put on good music, put on the compressor, and turn that shit up, and you'll know it. It basically takes the loud bits, brings them down, takes the quiet bits, brings them up, and you get this really flat signal. And every one of these is adjustable from 1 to 99. So you can compress... or add sub synth or EQs you just set, but for like amazing amounts of detail of resolution, I should say. You on? Okay, you're on. So now that's playing. I gotta raise the volume. So now they're both playing. So if I... This is playing, this is playing. Pause that. This is playing. What is it doing? And this. Pause. So it'll mix 2 signals. I could mute it. You have to adjust the level of this one here. These don't affect the middle 3.5 millimeter. Only this one. Open up your... Can't play Richard Cheese. What about the Doors? Springsteen. Oh, definitely not anything Japanese. Mute. So you pick mode. You start off, you hit mode. Make sure it's in 2 for stereo. Anti-feedback, don't worry about it. You're not using microphones. Compressor, compress the sound. Want to do the EQ? We'll do the EQ first. And then I'll go back to Sub Synth because I'm going to have a fucking baby when I start talking about that. Where's the EQ? There's a whole graph. Nope, higher. Here we go. Alright, so here are what the EQ graphs look like. One is you literally hit EQ. It's on. Hold EQ. Which one do you want? And you scroll 1 through 16. So 6 I had on. 6 is full treble cut. You could enable any one of these. You can't edit them, but there's 16 of them, so they can't figure out which EQ you want from that. If you're a purist, you're not going to put on EQ. If you're a purist, you're probably not going to put on a compressor. You don't need the anti-feedback. So other than being an exceptionally good volume control, this is a digital controlled volume control, what good is it? Well, this fucking Sub Synth, that thing is magic. Of all the bass boosts I've ever used in every headphone amp, and well, I guess, yeah, there's midnight modes and shit, this is the best that I've ever heard. I've got Air Motive 6s up here, which are not slackers when it comes to low end. But I turned the bass switch back to like -2. And they lack a little bit. You know, they're in the middle of the room here. And from what I've read, the Sub Synth is meant for people who are throwing live venue parties and they want to pretend they have a subwoofer. And the way it does that is it takes everything in around the 100 hertz range and it takes that information, pulls out what it thinks it should, drops it 1 octave, and plays it back. And you could adjust it from 1 to 99. So how much imaginary subwoofer do you want? And it doesn't affect... The quality of the audio is not getting like destroyed or distorted. This thing is solid. I'll play through that. No. This will not be affected by any of these. This bypasses. These get affected by this. And here, let's change what's 100% Sub Synth. Let's shut it off.
1.
No. Oh, God. No. Spock's thoughts.
With ignorant, they too have their story. Avoid lot.
Oh, God damn it. Then, oh my God. This Sub Synth, alright. If you own powered monitors and you have a source that has, doesn't matter if it's RCA outputs, XLR outputs, 3.5mm output, you could put it into this thing either via adapters or via the 3.5mm wire, and you buy some XLR cables to hook up your things. This becomes your main volume control for your speakers. It doesn't replace your sound card. And you get to throw on Sub Synth at whatever level you want. Can I find a goddamn song? Oh, you can't pick up the song anyway. I would, if it wasn't like 12 whatever in the morning, I would have taken my good microphones out so you could actually hear the difference this makes. But my words will have to suffice. I have no idea why this is $29. This thing is a monster. I paid $100 for it, and I'm like, it's totally worth $100. So now it's a third that price. What the fuck? Maybe they just never sold any of them? Am I the only person that bought it? Oh, does rolling work? There's your treble cut. More bass boost. You can't not for this money. Okay, let's plug it in. Let's drop these like they hot. And now you can see them flashing just a little bit.
I gotta get a new bone. I gotta get a tight tension on. I gotta slip it up until the rust gets gone. I got the feeling with the hot mind on. I'm rolling.
And the volume control is fast and accurate. So I can go 1 notch. It'll just not. Well, actually, it jumps up to 5. That was weird. I said it's accurate. It jumps to 5. But you can go click, click, click. I need the volume at 61. Or you can just go 99, 26, 70. You can go real fast or real slow and accurate. So you basically, I'm selling you a volume control for your powered monitors or power amps that happens to have an amazing sub synthesizer built in that you can take from any level you want. I was running at like 60, and then I tried like 65 because I just want to exaggerate it. But I think like 50% sub synth is probably... That's too loud. Oh, wait. That's volume. Let's just pause. Yeah. When you mute it, you could also adjust the volume and then unmute it, which is nice. Not all things can do that. And you could, if you needed to, adjust. Usually you just, if the center image is not perfect, you adjust just by distance. Pull that forward 1/4 inch, push that back 1/4 inch, and it'll move where the center is coming from. But you could deal with it with the left and right indicators here. So yeah, I'm startled. I'm so startled. So yeah, let's pause this. It's a must for powered monitors. It's a must. It's $29. Holy shit. Accidentally order this for $29. I'll link to the whatever. I got this thing. If you don't have XLR cables, you're going to need this. It's converting from RCA or TRS. It converts to XLR, so you can run it, and it powers with a transformer that's currently hanging out up there. And fuck. All right, I don't know what to say. I feel like I got ripped off. I paid $66, $7 more than you guys are. Fuck. Just for a volume control. If you went out and bought a shit sys, it's $60 for an analog knob that can get dirty and only RCAs, and you get to switch back and forth. Shit! Tonight, this is out.